The mystery of life isn't about a problem to solve, but a reality to experience. I would like to quote that from Frank Herbert, one of the most outstanding American science fiction artists. But today, I'm not here to talk about Frank's groundbreaking masterpiece. I'm here to talk about a peculiar yet intriguing book that I've stumbled upon recently. Known as a debut novel with a bending genre of literary fiction, psychological thriller, and even a detective story, don't simply overlook this masterpiece that has been carefully written by Emma Healy. This debut novel of hers has won various prestigious prize awards, translated into 28 different languages worldwide, and was even adapted into a British television drama film in 2019. And yet, it is entitled Elizabeth is Missing. Before we get started, I'd like to tell you bits of myself. First of all, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and salutations to the honorable judges, respected timekeeper, and fellow friends. The name given is Aliya Batrisyia Binti Azrul. I'm currently a student from Sekolah Menengah Kebangsaan Pelabuhan with the code CEA 4083. I am more than proud to have been my school's librarian prefect ever since I was a Form 2 student. Personally speaking, I'm an academic achiever that excels in linguistic subjects such as Bahasa Melayu and English, history, geography, science, and many other subjects for last year's school session. I'm also someone who appreciates spending time on my own, delving into my interests such as listening to music and spending a good time of doing creative writings in my pastime. Thus, I am captivated to take part in creative writing competitions and even the ones that allow me to speak my mind or even debate on logical but theoretical facts. The current one I've joined this year is the public speaking contest that's been held at my school. Nonetheless, I am passionate about being a mechanical engineer or even a forensic psychologist one day. That would be my personal future discovery later on. Surrounded by books, I often found myself enthralled by every little discovery of my own personal exploration throughout my days at the school library. I have always had my eyes on the mystery thriller genre and criminology stories. Well, this has led me to this debut novel entitled Elizabeth is Missing. In a glance, the first question that comes to my mind is, who is Elizabeth and why does her disappearance matter? Going through the book, readers will be introduced to an unreliable narrator in the most literal sense known as Ma, an 82-year-old woman who's suffering from dementia. Maud's present day grapples with unwavering belief that Elizabeth, her dearest friend, is missing, which forms the central mystery of the present day. However, her declining memory constantly pulls her back to a much older, unresolved mystery, the disappearance of her older sister, Suki, decades earlier, shortly after World War II. This mystery of Suki's loss has been a mystery for over 70 years, which for me is really a long period. The two disappearances become intricately linked in Maud's mind. Clues from the present day constantly overlap and create a complex, compelling puzzle. Despite her cognitive challenges, Maud is firstly determined to uncover the truth about Elizabeth. She writes notes to herself, tries to involve her exasperated daughter Helen, her caregiver Carla, and even the police, but her efforts are often dismissed or misunderstood due to her condition. The feeling of Elizabeth being missing is a transference of the deep-seated trauma and unresolved longing for Suki. The repeated notes, Elizabeth is missing, are a direct manifestation of Maud's past echoing into her present, whereas Suki's 70-year-old mysterious lost closure wasn't directly told in the novel. Emma Healy simply tells readers about Maud's daughter Helen finding a long-buried body that has yet turned into a skeleton, which is suspected to be Suki's body. This makes readers wonder who's at fault for Suki's burial in the garden of the once-known newly constructed neighborhood back when she was missing in April 1949 during the spring season. Notably, there are 3 characters that seem to be lightly involved in Suki's burial throughout the storyline. One of the things that I like about this novel is the narrative skillfully alternates between Maud's confused present and her surprisingly clear yet piecemeal recollections of youth. Significant disorientation and blurring of past and present that effectively convey the experience of dementia makes the reader feel Maud's confusion firsthand. This makes me feel more attached to Maud's experiences as I imagine myself being in her shoes. Another thing that captivated me is the beautifully yet carefully curated, profound, tangible mysteries that connect with deep emotions of the enduring love between sisters, poignant commentary of the burdened secrets, and the heartbreaking reality of memory loss. This novel pictures a very deep emotion in its very own unique way that touches the reader's heart at most. It might sound peculiar now, but to be true, I really adore our so-called unreliable narrator Maud in her own peculiar, yet confusing way. You might begin to wonder why. Well, as the narrative unfolds, I find Maud's relentless determination to find Elizabeth and Suki to be admirable. This tells us as readers that Maud's fragmented memory is not an obstacle for her to just be a bystander and let her friend go missing. Even as a child, Maud has been the boldest and most strategic of all in the midst of finding her sister, not caring to just wait and see. She will observe every place her sister might have gone to before her disappearance. This mirrors her enduring and unresolved grief to understand what happened to Suki in the past. Talking about getting attached to the character, I personally can relate to the way Maud's thinking. She will always ask why, instead of what in her head, even after forgetting something. She will even come up with a logical conclusion based on her knowledge and experiences. This tells that Maud is not just a shallow-minded character, but a deep thinker that always had the coils in her head spinning. In essence, Elizabeth is missing is not just a whodunit, but a powerful and empathetic portrayal of living with dementia, using the framework of a double mystery to explore the fragility of memory and the enduring human need for answers and closures. From this masterpiece, I've learned that we should strive to have the same determination as Maud, regardless of whatever obstacles we might be facing later on. Taking a risk surely sounded frightening, but it's what's needed in order to achieve something. From here, I would like to quote a meaningful phrase from a wise Dr. Afnoon. Life is all about endurance, and endurance is what keeps us going. Hence, we shouldn't grieve over something that is not in our control, and instead, appreciate families and friends who are now on our side. To sum up, Elizabeth is Missing is the definitive account of one of the most unusual cases of the 18th century, which makes it a must-read. I would highly recommend it for fans of historical true crime, or even for new readers. to start mapping out their own journey in this fantasy world revolves around crime-solving mysteries. With that, we have finally reached to the end of this book review. Good luck in delving into this tangible mystery masterpiece. Remember, the story closes, but the echoes remain. That is all from me. Thank you.